in addition to James Damore, the Google memo guy who thinks we should appreciate the coolness of all the hierarchical the names for the hierarchy within the KKK. Turns out that our ambassador to the UN is equally as dazzled by some nicknames. According to CNN's David Wright, Nikki Haley said this to him. It worked. I was talking to a president of an African country yesterday, and he actually cited Rocket Man back to me. Nikki Haley goes on to say about Rocket Man, I will tell you that, look, this is a way of, getting people to talk about him. The him here, just to clarify, is Kim Jong-un, who is the autocratic dictatorial leader of North Korea, which has been firing missiles over Japan.
More and more people are talking about it.
For the past 3 weeks. In the wake of their developing nuclear devices. And Nikki Haley thinks that the words Rocket Man are the ones that make people think about him at the United Nations.
Ambassador Haley, I would not have been able to remember this particular aspect of the conflict without the name Rocket Man. Who is this Rocket Man? I had not remembered this before.
Nikki Haley went on to say, every other international community?
And such.
I guess she's talking about the people who traveled in from different planets. Maybe.
I am from the other international community, and we were very impressed by the fact that who is this Rocket Man causing many problems on a suicide mission for himself?
Every other international community is now referring to him as Rocket Man. Nikki Haley went from, I talked to one person, to everyone is saying Rocket Man in 3 sentences.
Yeah, that's how you do it. Exactly.
I'll tell you something. First of all, she's a 7. And I think there's a good chance maybe she's going to be at the State Department.
She is a 7 on an Indian scale and a UN ambassador curve, which means a 9. Nikki Haley is a graded 9.
Total 7 asterisk. And, to be fair to Nikki Haley, she's not the only one who is over the moon for Donald Trump's speech yesterday. Most people thought it was a range of no new policy, but just a bunch of dumb bluster. Some people thought that dumb bluster was just plain unhelpful. Others found it embarrassing. John Bolton, who wanted to blow up half of the UN building and said it was so useless, said this was the best speech of the Trump presidency, in my view. Now, that's a pretty low bar, ladies and gentlemen, but I think he was clear and direct as it's possible to be. I think the centerpiece of the speech was the criticism that he made of the behavior of North Korea and Iran. Now, this is really disappointing to hear from Bolton. I'll tell you why. Because he's not using Rocket Man. He just says the criticism he made of the behavior of North Korea and Iran, not Rocket Man and Iran.
That and the mustache is why you're not on the team.
I think it's safe to say the entire history of the United Nations, there's never been a more straightforward criticism of the unacceptable behavior of other member states. He did it again, too. He said, Bolton, who served in the UN from 2005 to 2006, said, people will remember Trump's harsh words on Korea. Trump's, You're
just not getting it.
He just doesn't get it. Now, Franklin Graham.
He might get it.
He gets it. Thank God we have a president who stands for truth and is not afraid to speak truth to the whole world. President Donald J. Trump's address to the United Nations General Assembly may have been one of the best speeches ever given to that body. It made you proud to be an American. Now, this is also disappointing because I think we refer to ourselves now as non-rocket men. Hi, folks. Sam Cedar here. We still need your help on our Patreon page. YouTube ads have come back, but not nearly as much as we had before. So if you can help us out, any little bit helps. Head over to our Patreon page right at this URL, and you'll help us keep helping you by making videos